Waste, the inevitable byproduct of all man-made processes and functions, the endgame of all material life cycles, and the growing global challenge the world is continuing to face. With the increasing human population and rapid urbanization, comes along the unstoppable increase in the volume and complexity of waste, the effect of which continue to speedily eat at the environmental landscape of the nations, with our country as one of the fastest deteriorating environs in the world. The Philippines' aggressive pursuit for economic development has led to a significant increase in waste generation. Coupled with the country's population increase, the unregulated production and irresponsible management of post-consumer goods continue to reveal a prevalent linear materials flow in the country. Resources are continuously harvested while waste continues to increase. The trends in production and consumption have made the National Capital Region the biggest waste generator in the country. This poses a significant threat to the neighboring regions as most of the cities in NCR disposes their waste in the sanitary landfills of the adjacent provinces of Calabarzon, mainly Rizal. Data dictates that with the recent trends of the waste generation of NCR and Calabarzon, the landfills will be depleted by the year 2037. In line with the mandates of RA 9003, the province of Rizal have pushed for the implementation of strict laws and policies in the form of Yes to Green initiative. Through this, facilities dedicated for the recovery, reuse, and recycling of waste were established and local and barangay material recovery facilities and junk shops were erected. But strong laws do not equate to strong implementation. It has been observed that majority of the population do not conform to ordinances and waste management practices. Unregulated dumps and landfills continue to be utilized. Undesirable waste management practices are still present, and stakeholders were observed to be reluctant in committing and engaging in the established recovery facilities. Primary reasons were drawn from the repulsive nature of the facilities, which reflected the waste revolting culture of squalor and filth. The populace continues to have minimal awareness and commitment, while Rizal's effort to mitigate solid waste remain inadequate, if not unrealized. There is evident lack of response from the built environment that is environmentally and socially well received, as well as lack of central communal facility to inspire involvement from the local community. The current waste facilities could also do better to educate and engage the local community to participate in the proper solid waste management practices. Overall, this implies a lack of government operated facility inclined in the efforts to fully realize RA 9003 in the form of a provincial ecology center. To address the growing issue of solid waste management, there is a call to realign the thoughts and actions of the community towards waste. This aim to reform waste culture entails the development of a central communal facility inclined in educating and encouraging the local stakeholders. By employing a governing system to promote a circular solid waste management model, the proponent seeks to develop an institutional industrial complex promoting sustainable solid waste management facilities and practices. This will give rise to a paradigm shift in Philippine waste infrastructures with the fruition of an industrial symbiosis, a symbiosis between the industrial processes of waste and humans, or in this context, a symbiosis of ecology and waste, an eco-waste symbiosis. Eco-waste symbiosis is perpetuated through the industrial ecology, an idea that industries should have similarly should behave similarly to the processes of natural ecosystems. There is no waste in nature, and industrial ecology's main goal is to close the loop, leaving nothing eternally discarded. In nature, the waste of other organism is food for another. Industrial ecology fits in with the aims of waste infrastructures to be holistically sustainable and circular in every aspect and processes. This is because industrial systems are open loops, and the same can be said for the current trends in our solid waste management practices and infrastructures. Eco-waste symbiosis can be achieved through the realization of industrial ecology core values. These are industrial metabolism, dematerialization, life cycle assessment, ecological design, which incorporates sustainable features and process to maximize recyclability, and the eco-industrial park, which is the physical manifestation of industrial ecology. It provides green jobs for low-income residents, practice ecological design and the physical architecture and its processes, and promote waste and material reuse along with energy conservation. Industrial ecology is a multidisciplinary approach that is both industrial and environmental. It is a means to achieve a sustainable cycle, minimizing energy and material consumption and waste production. In architecture, industrial ecology can be found in material sustainability, zero waste pattern, biomimetic architecture, and other ideologies that gravitate towards an eco-centric point of view. It can be applied through the responsible and conscious use of materials, application of ecological processes in building systems as metaphors and analogies, and planning spaces with the utmost consideration for minimum environmental impact. In solid waste management and economy, it is known as circular economy, eco-efficiency, trash tectonics, and through this, eco-waste symbiosis is achievable. And that is Rizal PARC, the Rizal Provincial Alternative Resource Complex. Rizal PARC is an institutional industrial complex which aims to provide the province of Rizal the solution to its solid waste management problems in the form of a communal waste infrastructure. This diagram shows that the development will house the provincial and municipal offices of the concerned departments to centralize policy and decision making. This will also serve as a one-stop shop for environmental and allied services provided by the said departments. The development will include an IEC center to respond to the lack of educational and livelihood facilities on solid waste management, an upcycling facility and a creative center, a plastic bank, a biodegradable resource facility, and a solid waste resource facility which aims to collect segregated dry waste from industries and divert them as marketable resource. As part of the Provincial Ecology Center, Rizal Park aims to become the institutional and industrial center in solid waste management and realizing the goals of Rizal's Yes to Green initiative. The proposed Rizal Park is intended to cater to the needs of the immediate Rizal population and its proximate communities that would partake the most in the benefits and advantages the proposed development may offer. This includes the decomposers, the general public, and the students. The proposed Rizal Provincial Alternative Resource Complex, through the provincial government of Rizal, along with the Provincial Solid Waste Management Board, will fund the development through a joint venture with multiple non-government organizations, including the Asian Development Bank, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, and the Plastic Bank. This means that the involved parties will pool their assets in undertaking the implementation of the construction and operation of the proposed complex and agree to share in profits and losses. Among the 14 city and municipalities of Rizal, three geopolitical units were chosen to serve as the site for the complex: the city of Antipolo, the municipalities of Rodriguez, and Taytay. They were the prevailing gross sites that were evaluated to have the most suitable sites for the development. Based on the analysis conducted by the author, through the gross, discrete, and Likert scale system, the most suitable site for the proposed Provincial Alternative Resource Complex is the site situated in Pinugay, Barangay San Jose, Antipolo City. The selected site is a privately owned industrial land compatible with the developmental context and constraints of the proposed project. Among the three site candidates, the site in Antipolo City is the most proximate to the province's major solid waste generators, as well as to the supporting facilities that might prove to be beneficial in aiding the viability of the proposed structure. The Pinugay site also possesses the most ideal environment for the project, a general topography that is relatively flat and free from geotectonic and climate hazards. Aside from this, the site is naturally free from noise-generating establishments, which can help create a structure and an environment conducive of learning and executing technical process without the inconvenience of noise pollution. Finally, the site being located in the city of Antipolo provides an ease of access for the stakeholders coming from all over Rizal, as the city of Antipolo is geographically positioned adjacent to almost all of Rizal's municipalities. The site is situated at the geographical heart of Barangay San Jose, Antipolo, the barangay known for its vast land, is home to Antipolo's industrial and like establishments and infrastructures. There are several considerations that need to be taken into account to further support the feasibility of the project. That is the identification of its paths, edges, districts, landmarks, and nodes through a 3-kilometer catchment radius. Aside from this, architectural strategies, planning concepts, and programs from existing facilities, both foreign and local, were taken into consideration in the conceptualization phase. These aspects are integrated as spatial, function, and form translations, as well as building systems. The Rizal Park aims to integrate low-cost and renewable materials which can be retrieved from solid waste resources. This materiality will substantiate the development's goal to utilize the abundant waste resource. The complex yearns to harness the natural lighting and ventilation to minimize energy cost, promoting comfort and cost efficiency. Several others also promote self-sufficiency and resource renewal to support the functions of the complex given its rural location. The following slides provide the form morphology of the site as well as the planning development. Here lies the site context, permitted with the site setback. The function proximity and the hierarchy were based from the solid waste management hierarchy. Here, the function was organized according to their proximity to both the immediate community of Pinugay and the sanitary landfill in Antipolo. Here is the access definition, giving the buildable area, and finally the initial massing for the buildings. This is the redefined site access, the network corridor in which the users can travel in and out of the site, the integrated softscape and foliage, the parking and services for the trucks and the users, and the building form, which constitutes the conceptual site developmental plan. This is my proposal, the Rizal Provincial Alternative Resource Complex. Thank you for listening.